But yeah, for the most part, it's just like people aren't that comfortable with English. I always think it's so impressive when people like can speak, like you're French, that's your first language, when you're comfortable enough with another language to do a podcast. And like in America, people are like, yeah, I speak Spanish. Hola.
It's
like, no.
Well, it's just starting now, so maybe watch out. I'm not going to be able to
get nervous.
I'm going to get nervous. So,
yeah, well, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I've been meaning to ask you for a long time. How do you pronounce your name? And do you do Gauthier-Rat? Or is it like, because I've just been going with Gauthier on the broadcast. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Well, my first name is Arnaud and my last name is Gauthier-Rat, which is like the contraction of my two parents' name. Okay. That's something you do in France and maybe in other European countries. It's like, so my dad is Gauthier and my mom is Rat.
Got it.
But you can call me Gauthier-Rat, Ratman, whatever.
Yeah, because I heard the Rat. I heard someone call you the Rat.
Goat as well.
What's funny, so it's funny that actually that we got dinner, me, you, and Cradiger today. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you remember this. My first F5EB ever was a 3-star in Qinzhou, China.
Wow.
2019.
Yeah.
And I make the main draw. I think we were like the dead last seed in the qualifier. Make the main, and I go to check into the hotel, and Cradiger's in front of me, and he turns around. He's like, "Your voice is really familiar." He's like, "Are you Travis?" He's like, "I listened to the podcast." He's like, "That's awesome." So we played the next day. Mirko Gerson and Adrian Heidrich. You were in the little gym in Qinzhou, and you're like, "Hey, congrats on the main." And you're like, "If you're playing Heidrich and he has he's in system, just get out of the way." Yeah. He's like, he has the heaviest arm on tour.
Still a valid affirmation to this day. We watched the French boys against them, like a lot of power.
Yeah. And he's playing well too.
He is. There are like a couple teams of Switzerland that have been struggling in the past years, like before Paris Olympics, and now that they have mixed the teams, now they have a new. Yeah, the new energy coming, and well, you've seen the results lately, and it shows like with Marco Kratiger winning the event in Poland, and now all those teams rising.
Were you there in Stary Blanki? Did you watch that final in person?
Yeah. No, we were in the airport, but I was watching live as we were leaving to another tournament.
That's crazy.
It was gives you chills.
Which comeback do you think is crazier? That one?
Oh, yeah.
Or Seidel and Pristals in India against Herrera Gavir? It's 14-8.
I think this one was even worse because like what's at stake, it's like your home country. They're playing for a medal at home. You know how much it's worth to have a title in front of your home crowd. And it's like just devastating. But it shows that like even those teams, because Bril Loziak are a top team, and Herrera Gavir have been so good and so consistent over the last decades.
And they're side-out kings.
But it shows you that even them, it can happen to them. So I think it's a good opportunity to maybe younger, less experienced players to realize that it's normal, like to sometimes that is happening. It happens also to the best teams, and it's like, what makes them the good teams is you see the next tournaments, they're already rocking it and they're already making good results.
Yeah.
And it's not like something that happening to them. Like they got hurt really bad, but like they move on and they're coming to that level to the next tournament. So I think that's more the spirit.
I like that. And you said home crowds. You played at home in the Paris Olympics. Was there anything in the world like that?
No, you can't. Like, I've been used to play in front of crowds, but like sometimes a couple thousand people when we made it to World Champs or maybe Roland Garros event in Paris, like 3,000 people. But like to have 15,000 people in an arena like that in front of the Eiffel Tower and people really excited, and also home crowd, we're not used to it. You used to play with these kind of crowds, but more abroad when they're not cheering for you. It's something that you have to deal with. Like this was a level of emotions that I think like having to deal with your emotion level is one of the key aspects of beach volleyball.
Yeah.
But having that to deal with and you've never done it in a game, like for me the first game against USA was very hard. I was not used to it and I couldn't control myself, and I've made so many mistakes that I don't usually make. and you get used to it very fast because the next game I was able to be in control. But yeah, when you feel that all that passion, emotions is really wow, it moves you.
Yeah, and that I mean, it's one thing to play at home. It's one thing to play in the Olympics. It's another thing to play at home in the Olympics, much less on the most iconic site I think the sport has seen or probably will ever see.
Yeah, we'll see how it's done in the next. But I think, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm being objective, but like, yeah.
I'm not even French. It's the greatest thing.
can you do better? I was like at practice before, the days before, and like you're just studying during your reps, and you see the Eiffel Tower behind. Yeah, your mind can't comprehend what's going on. It's like, is it real? Is it a dream? I was such a nice win. We didn't get any wins in this tournament, but like I was just like happy to be there, like enjoying it through the whole week. Even though if I wanted to do it again, I wish we had won some games. But like, it was just so nice. So everything was perfect.
Were the Olympics always something that you wanted to do?
Yeah, I feel like our sport is like a perfect example of an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
I think if you can say that you have qualified for the Olympics as a beach volleyball player, it says a lot. I think you have the Olympians and the non-Olympians. I mean, it was always my goal from when I started playing beach volleyball. It was mainly because I wanted to make it to the Olympics. So that was my career goal. And now I've had to make new ones because I've reached it after 10 years. Mm-hmm. But it was all work for this moment.
Yeah, and you did it in such a unique way because France, you had the wild card.
Yeah,
which I still don't know how the wild card would have been chosen had you guys not done what you and Teo did at the European Cup. Mm-hmm. But you guys go through the Continental Cup. You're playing with Teo, who you never played before.
No, never.
And you guys just win. It's like golden set.
Yeah.
Arnaud and Teo, do it again. Yeah. Do it again. Do it again. Like, how crazy was that?
Yeah, we won like six straight wins against because we were seeded 1, so every top team. So where to start?
Yeah, so let's maybe backtrack to, so you had gone through the whole qualifying process with Youssef Krou or Crow?
Krou. But you can call him the Crow, it's fine.
The Crow. Okay, the Crow. And you guys didn't make it on points.
Yeah, we were at the limits.
And then there's Julien Lenil and Remy Bassereau. They also didn't make it on points.
Yeah.
And so France you have the wild card bid, but then you have the European Continental Cup. Youssef gets hurt in Ostrava.
Yeah.
Final Olympic qualifying event, and you can kind of take it from there.
Yeah. So yeah, for the event in itself, the Continental Cup, Youssef injured. Tried to make it to the Continental Cup, but when we got there, we make one practice and then it's not bad. It's not good. Cannot play. So we're in a tough situation, but we don't hesitate a minute because he was still saying, yeah, maybe I can do it. Like just pokey, no spike and everything. And we were like, no, please, like just go home. We have Teo. Teo is rising at the moment. Nobody knows him. Everybody was super stressed about the qualification process, which we can go through maybe later in the podcast. Everybody is like very nervous, and we say, okay, we have this player, very talented, brings new and young energy to the team. Where at the moment where we need it because everybody's stressed and there's tension. So we don't hesitate for a moment. We call him. Of course, he agrees because he's such a nice guy and he really wants to bring something to the team and to the federation and to the national team. Not even thinking to himself like. Not even negotiating what's the term, am I going to be to the Olympics? Just say yes and play the tournament and we'll see later. Gets there, we get one practice done the day before in the evening and then we go through the competition and then that's just like straight wins against good teams that we struggle again with Youssef. Mm-hmm. Like all the teams from ranked 20 to 30.
I mean, you're
in the
stacked.
Olympics. Yeah. And those kind of teams, like, it's like a 50-50.
Yeah.
Usually. And then we go like six consecutive wins against very solid teams. And in a way that we were like in the zone through the whole tournament, taking so much pleasure playing. And also, I will show you maybe an interview 2-3 weeks before. I've always like respected people that qualify through the Continental Cup. Mm-hmm. because I think it's winner takes all tournaments.
Yeah.
Just the winner gets it. The final doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
You don't. There's no podium needed.
That's literally.
Yeah.
Have you seen Talladega Nights? If you ain't first, you're last.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly. And then like, yeah, you need to win everything, and everybody is so stressed because it means so much to any player to make it to the Olympics, and there's so much at stake. That is, the team that is going to win that tournament really has to manage all those things that we mentioned. So I've always respected a lot teams that went through that process and came out. And I'm saying that in an interview a couple of weeks before, and then now we win it. So I was very happy with this result, and it's one of my best achievements as a player, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's super impressive because the way the European Continental Cup, just for those who don't know, you get two teams, right? You got team one. It's like in college, we have 5 courts, and it's best 3 out of 5. Like if you win 3, you win the match.
Yeah, okay.
But with that, you have 2 teams, and so if you split, it goes. Is Europeans a golden match or a golden set?
It's a golden set now. It used to be a golden. What do you mean? Like for this event?
Yeah, for the one that you guys
it was
did.
Golden set.
So 1 to 15.
Yeah, it used to be golden match, but they changed it to golden set. So you can mix the teams for if in case. So you have like the first seeded team against the other seeded one. They play second team against second team, and then if there's 1-1, you mix how you want, you put who you want, and then there's golden set to 15 tiebreaker to decide who gets the win.
Is there anything more pressure filled? Because you guys went to a bunch of golden sets, right?
I'm not sure. Actually, we won all our games, and I think they beat also the second team's Linel Basro through the whole week.
Okay.
So it was the first golden set was in the final. That's the first time they lost a game.
Got it.
So no, it was the first one.
And then, but then you two went, like young Teo Rotar.
Yeah, there was no doubt about it. Like we played very consistent, and we won all games, and yeah, we're like kind of in the zone. Everybody was feeling that, so it was a decision that like a mutual decision from everybody. Everybody was so stressed. Like Linel and Basro, they were like, oh, I could see them when he lost the game and he went to shake my hand. He was like white and sweating, and it was like he had seen a ghost.
Who'd you play again in the finals?
It was they mixed because I think there was some injury during the week, and they mixed it with Hamburg. The young blogger from Austria.
Yeah.
And Valle.
Whew.
Good teams.
Good team.
Good team to be. And I said to myself, we have to start this set. It's going to go one or two way. Hammerberg is in the same position as Theo. Young guy brought in with a lot of responsibilities, but also a right to lose. Nobody is expecting that he's going to be winning or like... he has a lot of responsibilities, so nobody is going to blame him if he loses. So it can be two-way. Either it's too much responsibility for him, but also he's very able to turn everything and say, okay, I have nothing to lose and play well and make a difference. So I thought, I have to put him in the first category, like make him feel bad, make him feel like he's not in the right place at that moment. Yeah. And I said to myself, first serve, I have to ace him. I have to right away... Either I make a mistake and he doesn't side out, I don't care, but I have to tag him and like make him feel like he's going to be in trouble for the whole set. And that worked well. I think we start with a couple good serve and he makes like 1 or 2 mistakes. And then I thought, okay, first step is done. Now we have to put the pressure and like, make him feel bad.
Yeah, and it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out. We were solid, and like Theo has been impressive, and then it was such a relief, like the last set, like, and I know he's gonna score. Theo gets high, and he was started cramping, like at around 10-10 or something like that. Well, maybe a little less. And I thought that maybe he would not be able to finish the tiebreak because he was like feeling it, trying to show nothing, and then like I think at the end he couldn't walk, and then like he fell. Gave everything he had in the court, and very, very satisfaction.
What was that feeling like? Final ball goes down. I mean, because I loved that I got the opportunity to travel with Tri and Came throughout the Olympic process, because I get to see, like, it is freaking stressful going on the road and qualifying, and you're traveling and you're just points and points and points, and every loss is just so heavy because it's so freaking hard to qualify for the Olympics. You go through this like 2-year process, which, I mean, you can back it up and it's even longer because it's been your lifelong dream. And it finally happens. And that ball goes down. Like, what's that feel? That's got to be the sweetest feeling.
Relief. Like you said, it was exhaustion and stress and anxiety. I was like, I'm not a stressed person at all. Like here we're in elite. If I lose, I don't care. Like it's life, you know. I try to play my best, but if it doesn't work out, like I'm gonna work more and try to come back. But I'm not affected that much by loses or win or anything. But during the Olympics, so much at stake. You get tired because it's a 2-year process and you cannot really miss any tournaments.
Right.
So it's like you're in the position of exhaustion at the end of the qualification. The 2 weeks before Ostrava, which was the last event, or the week before and during that tournament, there was a point system for the wildcard. Being the first ranked team at the Olympic ranking was very, very important.
Yeah.
Even though if it was not enough to qualify, but I'll get through that later. So it was very important for us to be in France, and I was so stressed that I slept maybe 1 to 3 hours per night the last week before Strava, and it never happened to me. I was so exhausted. So when you get that last ball, that guarantee that you're going to be at the Olympics, all that pressure, all that stress, all that tiredness just washes away, and then like you're like happiness state that lasted for me about a week or two. That I was just like floating
just
around,
high.
like
that Olympic high.
Yeah, high.
But then, I mean, did France have a decision to make?
So yeah, let's get through that now.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of rumors, a lot of things. I didn't want to go through that because with the federation, with the other team, it was such a hard moment. So basically, Linel and Basro came in 2 years before the Olympics with prospects from the federation saying that we don't have enough results from beach volleyball team, and the way we can change that is bring 2 players from indoor, because the way they see a thing is like an indoor player is better than a beach volleyball player. So it's like we bring them who are 2 top players from indoor, and they're going to be our main team in beach volleyball because they just need time to adapt, but they're going to be better. From that moment, all the resources, like most of the resources from the federation go to them, as they need to get in the process of getting points. So they get wildcards, they get extra coach, they get money for travel, they get everything they want basically, and try to make it. And because they come in so late and they don't have points, they don't rely so much on the ranking, and they plan to give them the wildcard from the start. But from the Olympic Committee perspective, it's not allowed to give a wildcard on criteria that are not objectively sport results. So 1 year and a half, like when at the start of the Olympic qualification process, you need to have rule from the national federation saying we're going to judge the players and the teams based on those criteria.
Okay.
And those are going to determine who is the team that's going to qualify in case there is no directly qualified teams. And the criteria were Olympic ranking, number of top 15 teams beaten at the moment where you beat them.
Okay. So if you beat the team that's number 10 today in Hamburg, that counts as a top 15.
Yes.
Cool.
From the, But that's not a good, anyway, but it's like, for example, we beat, I don't know, Herrera Gavira or Evan Budinger. We beat them at a moment where they were 16 and not 15, and then later at the Olympics they were ranked 12, and this didn't count. But anyway, it didn't matter. And the last one, I can't remember. Whatever, I'll tell you later.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like 3 sport criteria, but it was not. They were not ranked. So it's like in case one has one criteria and then the other has wins the 2 others, who's
so they're like they weren't weighted heavier than the other.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that way, the selection last call could be weighted how you want.
Yeah.
And since the objective of the federation at that time and the head coach, the chief of project, was to give them the wildcard, the only way we could be sure to receive the wildcard if we won every 3 criteria.
Right.
So that's why at the end of the Strava, we had won the 2 other ones, and we were just waiting for confirmation by Olympic ranking. So in case we made better and they didn't make like a quarter or semi-final, then we would be better on the 3 criteria. So that's why I was not sleeping for a week before Strava. I was waiting for that one. After that, it was still not official, but legally, from a legal point of view, there was no argument possible because those were the rules. It's like a legal rule. The chief of project then came to the press and started talking like, my selection is more important than those criteria. And he started talking like that and saying like, initiating a process saying that he doesn't want to respect it. But it was very quickly disregarded by federation that said, no, we're going to respect the law and go by those rules.
Yeah.
But still, then the official selection comes after the Continental Cup. So at that moment, feels good, feels like we've made it, but we're not 100% guaranteed, and it's a very, very hard and stressful environment because the others are not sure they're getting what they think they were promised at the beginning of the race, and we think we qualified through that process, but it's still not official, and it's also not a way you want to qualify. You want to do it by yourself. That's why at the beginning I said I respect team that qualified to the Olympics. If you get given a spot, perfect, it's good for you, but it doesn't feel the same. I think I would not have felt legitimate like I feel now because I won the Continental Cup, you know. So we came to that competition with really the will to go in and win it. And also there were a lot of tensions between the team because of the environment, but we also like each other very much, and we were wishing the other team a lot of success. And I think that's something you mentioned through your podcast with some players. It's a very hard balance to find because if the other team wins,
it's bad for you.
Can be bad for you because it means they can go in front, less resources, less sponsors, less everything. Maybe they get a wildcard, anything. But also you want to be happy about them because in my case, I know Remy for like 15 years. Our families were friends. We know each other from we were young, and I like him very much. So I wish him a lot of success.
Yeah.
But if that means I'm not getting what I want, then it goes like it's a conflict. So it's very hard to deal with this situation. But still, so we wanted to bring the other team in. And even though everybody was stressed and it was a climate of tension, we always wanted every team to succeed. So it was good that it was in the end a team effort to reach that success.
Yeah. I'm glad it worked out because, man, like that's so hard when you're fighting for a wild card against your good friends. And because, I mean, that happens in the U.S. all the time, especially before, like, when the World Tour had country quotas and everyone was like, well, I hope you lose. You want to get dinner tomorrow?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. But I think I've found a position where I'm comfortable with, like, nobody takes it personally. It's like you can be happy about your results, even though at that moment your friend has lost. You can just be happy and satisfied about what it means for you, and at the same time be sad about his results. So, but it can be received as like a big hypocritical from outside perspective.
And it's just hard. I think that's something that most fans don't understand is that the hardest battles you often have to fight in beach volleyball is against your own country. So people think a lot of like when Reed Pretty came over and started playing beach, because indoor you're rooting for the US, you're on the same team, and he's like, no, we're going to get like all the beach, we're going to be united and try. And Trevor were like, bro, it's not going to happen. He's like, no, like we're going to make it a team thing. And then it took him like a year, and he was like, I get it. Like I get it now.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, because like especially with the Olympics, you got 2 spots for a country that, for like say for the U.S. women or Brazilian
like
women
5,
or
16.
now like German, Swiss women. It's like your biggest opponent is your best friend. It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. Those countries have it very hard. It's not the same for us because we have mostly 2 teams that are competitive, and that's in the quotas you can get for the World Champ, the Olympics, and everything. But that's something like with US and Brazilian teams. It's crazy because you not only fight to be in top 15, but you need to be in top 2 of the 6 Brazilian teams in top 15. Yeah,
It's tough.
yeah, it's tough. It's tough for them.
But when you guys won the Continental Cup, did France still have a decision to make? Because now you have Teo playing his ass off, but Youssef had played the whole qualification period. So like when I looked at it, I was like, it's a non-decision because it had to be Youssef.
It's super hard. Yet today, it was not my decision anyway, but yet today it's super. What's your goal? Is your goal to have the best team at the Olympics, to make a medal? Is that what you're looking for a national team? Maybe the answer is yes. In that case, even though it's cruel, it's like maybe you have to bring in the player that at the moment has the more chance to go, because Youssef was very injured and it was very hard to be competitive at that level. And at the same time, yeah, it's like he deserves it a lot, because before the Continental Cup, we reached all the criteria, which means at that moment we were legally qualified to the Olympics.
Yeah.
Even before Teo had to step in.
Yeah.
So at that moment, if we didn't play Continental Cup, we would have gone, and there would have been no other team. So it's a very hard decision. The federation instantly said that, okay, the 2 teams that participated in the Olympic process on the federal program would go.
Yeah.
And there was no decision, because also you could have argued that Teo and Stefan, I was going to say, Teo and Arthur would also have a voice in that, because they were also in the ranking, like very close to Linel Basro, just behind, I think.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, Teo and Arthur.
And they were like arguably at a level where it would be interesting to put them at the Olympics, because they are approximately on the same level, rankingly speaking, but they have many more Olympics to come when Linel is retiring the months after. So maybe you want to use that wildcard to invest on a younger team. So it was like every argument is good. In the end, the federation like made the decision. But I was very sad for Teo as well, because I think he deserves it really. And you'd never know if you have another opportunity to make it to the Olympics. You never know what happens.
Especially that one.
Yeah, that's true.
But Teo, goodness, what a bright future he has.
Yeah, indeed. He's talented, he's athletical, he's very young, 20 years old. You don't realize how young he is. Sometimes it shows me pictures of him a couple years ago, and he was a ball kid on tournaments, and he was looking like that. And now he's like huge. I think he has the potential to be in the top 3 players in the world. And my goal is to bring him there. It's like after the Olympics, he was not sure how the teams would go. I got a lot of heat from the federation. They kind of wanted to kick everybody out and restart something new. And it was a matter of if I could bring Teo in the program and if he wanted to play with me rather than his former partner, Arthur, which they were solid with, but it was still not, I think, experimented enough or not at his level yet. He needs more growth before being able to be on the top level, I think. But eventually he'll get there. And Teo had a hard choice to make because he wanted to be good and make result instantly. He knew he was able to do it, but also he had to choose if it would be with an older player with more experience that could maybe teach him some things, or do it with his lifelong friend, which they have done everything together. And he is a person with high moral values, and he values a lot friendship and commitment, and it was so hard for him. I've never seen him like that. And in the end, he came to me and he said that he wanted to reach his goal of making it to the Olympics, and I was lucky enough to be picked to play with him. And now I'm trying to teach him what I know and to bring him more experience, more strategical aspect to the game. But what is nice is that he's very receptive, and he feels the game so well. Even though he's only 20 years old, it's not at all like Youssef. Youssef didn't have the vision that he has already at such a young age. So definitely a player to follow, and I hope I'm going to bring him as high as I can, and I hope that's going to be enough to be like one of the top team in the world.
He's coming along quick, man, because I remember I was telling you, I played him in a couple futures in Bulgaria, or one stars, whatever they're called back then, and like him and Arthur were like athletic but wild, like super raw, and real streaky. And then I remember seeing him in Cape Town a couple years ago, and he had like a beard and everything, and I was like, did you grow like 6 years in 2 years? And then I saw him this year, and I was like, holy shit, Teo, god dang, kid.
I still wouldn't call it a mustache or a beard, but it's getting somewhere.
Something's happening.
Something happening. Puberty. Yeah, he's growing up fast.
Yeah, but like watching you guys play Anders and Christian today, especially because he couldn't have started any worse. You guys went down 12-3, and I was like, all right, this could be quick. And then he figured it out. Like, he got it together.
Yeah, we had a talk. Like, yesterday we were at the dinner with Kratiger, and he said, we were talking about expression that he has. He said, MD10, MD5, M10, M5 would be for you. For us, is MD10, MD5.
Okay.
-10, -5, which means you got 21-9 or something, or like you've been scored under 10 points. And I'm saying at dinner yesterday, I've never been scored under 10 points. And this morning we started at 12-3. I turned to Teo, I said, remember what I said yesterday to Marco, we cannot let that happen. I said, I've never been scored under 10 points. It's not happening today. And then I'm not sure if that's what changed anything, but later he could find his rhythm.
Yeah, and that's it's funny, I ran into Anders' mom, Marita, and she had glowing things to say about you, by the way. And I was saying, like, what a mature thing that was. Because, like, you go down 12-3, and for a young player like him, that could easily just keep spiraling and spiraling. Lose the first set, lose the second. All right, whatever, we lost the best team in the world, best team in the last 10 years, really. No big deal. But Teo, you, like, got it together. You guys win that second set. Up 13-12, like, you gave yourself a chance. You were in the fight the whole way.
Yeah, and we had the game in our hands, I think, at the end. Yeah, but that's the thing. Teo is very, like, we have a thing that we call our identity, and we try to build through the tournaments and through the training process. And one of the key aspects that I think is important to the game is being decisive player. And I've always respected the decisive player, which means you can be shit during a game, but you get that opportunity at 2019 to score and win the game, you make it. And that's a difference. And Teo is one of those players capable of turning a game completely, starting getting aces, blocks, 100% side out. So he was able to do it. And yeah, I'm proud of the work he's doing. And he was very affected by the loss because he had the ball in his hand at the end to get attacked, and he missed the two last balls. And he wants to do so well that it affects him really a lot. And I'm like, how can I make him understand that it's like there were so many games and sets where I'm under fire and I'm not sure if I'm going to make the next side out, and I struggle, and then it's 2019, you know they're coming on me, and I make a reception and he goes flying in the air and hammers a second hand and is like saving my ass. And this happens a lot during the games. And for him, it's normal. And if he misses one time, he's going to be very affected, and he's not going to remember all the times where he saved my ass. So I'm trying to bring that to his mind and remind him that he's doing well in 90% of the case. And sometimes you lose a side out at 2019. And we said before, it happens to anybody. Yeah. It's how you turn it.
Yeah, I mean, we watched like Anders and Christian gave up a big lead in Brasilia. Like, it happens to everyone.
Yeah.
Bro Wozniak give up a 13-8 lead. Like, 13-6 lead.
Yeah.
Happens to everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I feel like that, like, for young people, it affects them more because it hasn't happened to them enough. Like, you don't get like numb to it.
Maybe it doesn't affect enough. And yeah, in his case, I think it's just so normal for him to be decisive all the time that when it's not the case, then yeah, he gets too emotional about it. But is making a lot of progress and very quick on the mental aspect as well. So
Yeah.
I think like in the next years, it's not something that you will see so often.
Well, there's a lot of blockers, like young blockers, who are making progress quick. You got like Teo, who I think could be top 5 blocker in the world. Jacob Holting Nilsson, young Sweden. He's
Incredible.
ridiculous. Christian Svokarat. You got 3 kids who were 20 years old.
And they're already there. and like few mistakes are already taking so much place. And it's like the new generations is every year. Like people are staying, the oldies are staying, and then every generation you got 2-3 more teams that are coming, and that are very annoying, very good teams already. You mentioned Sweden, you mentioned Latvian blocker, and then it's coming, and now I think we've reached a density of players and of teams in the men's side that's impressive, and that's hard to get a result in a league. That's hard to make it to World Champ, to European Champ even. And I think our sport is growing, and it's also nice to be part of it.
And it's what's crazy is that I was talking with Jonathan Jordan, because they're like in the thick of World Champs qualifying, and he said that they need to get a 9th to even improve their World Champs.
Yeah.
And World Champs is supposed to be kind of the easy one to qualify for relative to the Olympics. It's hard.
Like World Champ is top 23 team.
Yeah.
Because you got 23 plus 2 wildcard and then continental quotas. So it's like top 23. And Olympic is top 17. But it's so hard.
It's hard.
Because you have more country quotas for World Champ as well. It can be 3 teams.
What's the qualifying process continental for World Champs?
I'm not exactly sure this year because they changed it a little bit. But you've got top 23 teams, including 3 teams per country maximum. And 2 teams from Australia additional to that.
Yeah.
That gives you 25 teams. And the rest is like, I think, 4 spots per continent, or 4 or 5 spots per continent to fit all the 48 teams. And it used to be, for example, for every continental federation would decide how they attribute these spots. For Europe, last time was the 4 best ranked team, European, non-qualified for the World Champ already by points.
Okay.
But this year they changed the system and they say we're going to give those spots to best results at the European.
At the European Championships?
Yeah, but all the teams that were at the European and that scored the semi-final are already qualified. So
Would they just keep trickling it down?
No, I think they will give it to the 4 best qualified teams, because I think they cannot make a difference between the 5th, because you don't play 5, 6, 7, 8, you just have 5th place. So I'm not sure how they can do it. So I think they will probably turn to ranking as well.
Okay.
But if you made a semi-final or a podium at the European Champ, that guarantees you as well a spot. Yeah.
Okay, because Norseka, you have like your continental tournament, and you just need to make the semifinals, and you're good. So a lot of times, fumble. So a lot of times, like Americans will just go make the semifinals, and then they're done.
Yeah,
and they'll just go home.
Yeah, you guys have it easy. All these kind of things.
Yeah. I mean, with
Europe,
Norseka, I mean, you do have it easy.
No, Europe, like we were 5th at the European Championship, which was the best men result since 2009.
Wow.
And it's just so hard to get into quarterfinal in the European. You've got Norway, Sweden, Germany, Dutchies, and all those teams that are now at the tournaments. And Europe, I think, is dominating more the world ranking at the moment, whereas in the past it was more US and Brazil, or it was exclusively US and Brazil. Now you still have a very good team, of course, but Europe has a new wave of players, and there are so many teams that are competitive that it's even us. We were not we're not sure we could qualify to European Champ, because it was a short process. Yeah, because I got my knee fixed after the Olympics. I got a surgery, and they changed the qualification process of the European Champ. They changed it retroactively. So in January, which is something very shady. I'm not sure it's legal, but they did it. So it was supposed to start in January, when my knee would be all right and I could start it. But in January, they said, oh, by the way, the tournaments that happened between September and December, in the end, we're going to count them for the European qualification process.
Surprise!
And all the teams that did not participate in those tournaments, because it was after Olympics and they
Right.
wanted to get like, I don't know, holidays, time off and everything. And all the teams behind the team that saw that as an opportunity to make points, they scored points for the European. And when we came in January, there was only 3 or 4 events left to qualify, with all these teams that have been building points through the winter. And we needed fast, good results. In the end, we got them by doing like the medals and the Beach Pro Tour, but it was not guaranteed that we get a spot at the European.
That's crazy that they were just like, hey, so those tournaments back then, before we set this policy, they're actually going to count.
100% illegal. In my opinion, 100% illegal, but...
It's beach volleyball, it's fine, it's right there.
I think he's like, there's no, like there's a player association, but I think he's not like strong enough to go against like a European federation and say, we're going to sue you about this. And so in the end, they get away with a lot of things. But I think, in my opinion, I think that, I don't see how that could be legal to say retroactively we change the rules, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, what do you think's causing this like power resurgence in European beach volleyball? Because for a long time it was U.S., Brazil, and maybe a decent team from Europe here and there. But then now, like the U.S. and Brazil are kind of afterthoughts on the men's side. Yeah,
I think it comes from the professionalization of the sport, which means there's money coming from sponsors, government, federation, Olympic committees that has made it possible to play beach volleyball. Where in the past, for European teams, for example, you get Canet, Hamel, that made it, the only team that made it to the Olympics on the French side. It was in 2004 in Sydney. They were like, they had the job next to it, it's not professional. Mm-hmm. And maybe I think it was earlier that because of your tour, the US AVP and the Brazilian tour is very strong. And that gives players opportunity to get sponsors and money and to be specialized and do only this on a professional level. It was early, like from the 90s, maybe you have like teams like that, or maybe it was later. But for Europe, it's like something that happened maybe 10 years ago, and now this process has led to, like, we have now a structure, more coaches, permanent structure, high-level structure with national teams in the same place, and I think it has grown like that for Germany, Austria, France, Switzerland, and all those programs that were started like a decade ago. Now they have building up, and they lead to a very strong and consistent level.
It's like planting. It's like how an apple tree takes 5 years to grow.
Yeah,
and here's the fruit.
And like you were there first, like US and Brazil, but now you've been caught up by Europe, and we'll see maybe the same thing happening from maybe Asian countries or African countries, maybe in the next decades.
And I've got a theory too. So like a lot of these small countries that are succeeding, so Norway, Sweden, the Netherlands, like countries that are basically the size, if not smaller, than some U.S. like mid-sized U.S. states. Right. I think, do you think that they're focusing less on the bigger team sports, like an indoor, where you need a roster of 12 to 16 versus beach? You just got to get 2 guys.
Yeah.
And do you think that countries are looking at that like, well, we can get a much better odds of a return on that, focusing on the smaller sports?
Yeah, definitely. And also teams that don't have a strong national indoor team, they also get more funds for beach volleyball because it's easier to fund a team of 2 players. So definitely you're right. And yeah, more team, more funded, and you can have like 3, 4, 5 teams, and it's going to still cost less than having a strong national team. So when you don't have it, then
But France, you guys, volleyball country, your indoor federation, men and women, y'all are stacked.
No, it's impressive. Honestly, like the new generations, like volleyball players, I would say more in men because I'm more aware, but the women's side is growing. They've made their first appearance at the World Champ indoor like for 50 years. And for the first time, they have broken out of pool. So it's like also the women's side is growing. But I know more on the men's side. And now last year we were European champion under 18, under 20, under 22. Double gold medal at the Olympic Games. This one in the Tokyo Games. Mm-hmm. And there are so many good new players. There's a wave of players coming out. It's incredible. The level in France at the moment is is ridiculous. And the players are young, and there's already new younger player coming to also have a word and say I'm there. And like the national team now, you have like the setter, you have like 3 opposite, you have like Also, I was playing. I know them very well because I was playing in Montpellier. I used to play indoor before beach volleyball. I changed when I was 16. I started playing at the national center in Montpellier in 16 until I was 18, and then I turned to beach volleyball. But I was playing in the national center with the young indoor team, and it was like all the guys that made the gold medal. So you have Patry, you have Boyer, you have 90% of the national team went through this indoor facility, and I think it's what makes our country so good at volleyball is this facility with good coaches that teaches you really how to do, and you have an emulation of all those players there, and you get out like the top gets out, and it's really strong and competitive.
Yeah, I mean, France indoor, the men have been strong for as long as I don't follow indoor a whole lot, but I know that, I mean, y'all have been good for a long time. Like, has volleyball always been kind of a part of French culture?
I think so. You have also those big 3-on-3 tournaments, because you guys in the US, you play 4-on-4.
Yeah.
And it doesn't exist in France. It's 3-on-3. And it's so much better. I don't understand why you have a fourth player that does nothing. Please, for the US, try 3-on-3. It's really the spirit of indoor volleyball, but it's just so quick, and you can do the combination and everything. And also, there's like kind of like Hataria in Brazil. It's like, which means you can push the ball, and it doesn't have to be clean set or anything. And we have those 3-on-3 tournaments that all the indoor players, they play in the summer.
Yeah.
And it really make you progress. That's how I started playing volleyball. There's a big tournament called Estival in the summer. Okay. It's in Bretagne, in the north part of France.
When is it?
It's every summer, last week of July.
Okay. I want to get out there.
You have to. And then you see all the young players that are gonna do good later. They're already there playing the summer, and I started there. I was born there basically, and every summer I would go there until I was 15, 16, and I was just playing for 2 months and playing these tournaments every summer on the sand with my brother and my sister and my parents, and that's how I learned how to play volleyball. And at the moment, I was playing table tennis.
Okay.
Like in a club, like for 8 years. Yeah. Nobody
was such a good defender.
I think it helped me with the wrist control, probably.
Well, you had a couple like that today.
Yeah. And I played on the highest national level for 3 or 4 years. Yeah, I was good level. I played against Olympic medalists from Paris Olympics table tennis. I
can't wait to bring this up on the broadcast.
I played against them when I was younger, because I was let's say the last ranked of the best ones, like a small fish in a big pond. So because I was ranked last, I would always play first round against the top and lose first round every time. But still, I was there for a couple of years. And then I was kind of growing too much. And when you're 196 centimeter, it's like you're fighting against your height in table tennis, whether it's like a big advantage in many sports. So I was like, okay, let's change. I was getting tired of like the individual sport. I wanted to do team sports. So I was hesitating between volleyball, indoor volleyball, and basketball at the moment, because my parents were playing volleyball. Now I had been playing since I was young, and my grandfather and grandmother, they were national team in basketball. My grandfather, he was like captain of French basketball team, like back in the days.
Cool.
And he was at the Olympics as well, but he injured actually the day before the Olympics, so he didn't play. But Anyway, I struggled a little bit, and then I decided that I wanted to do high level, and the easiest for me would be the sport that I know from young age. So I turned to indoor volleyball, played 2 years at the national center right away. Like, got a first year when I was like doing still a little bit of table tennis and volleyball, and then there were a day where you could go to the national center and made like tryouts. I went there like not expecting anything, but like trying to show what I'm worth, and I did good. And they say, okay, we actually need a like more outside hitter, like more defensive profile, like you, because I was passing a well, and they needed that when they had Boyer, Patry, all those offensive players. They needed more like defensive players. So they say, okay, we're gonna get you in. And I learned so much during 2 years there in Montpellier. And then I was like, okay, it's hard to make it into the national team because there are so many good players.
Yeah.
I have those opportunities in beach volleyball there where I can go and be a national team right away. And I played the Youth Olympics and I liked it so much. And it was also a sport, I think, made for me because it was a compromise between individual sports, table tennis, and team sports.
Yeah.
And like beach volleyball is like you have a teammate, but it's not a team sport. It's like more individual.
Yeah.
So it was very good, and I liked the way the travels, the way of life, the people, and everything. And also it was just more easy to make studies next to it because I wanted to study. I did the engineering studies, and when you're playing indoor, like you have a practice at 10 in the morning and at 4 in the afternoon or at 3 in the afternoon, and there's no way you're going to change that. So you cannot go to university. When in beach volleyball, you can do, okay, I have this class that is important for me from 8 to 11. Can we do practice from 11 to 1 p.m.?
Yeah.
And can we do practice at 6 p.m. after my class this afternoon? So I was able to fit my schedule like that. And it was very intense, but I made it through engineering studies. And yeah, it was just more balanced for my life to do that way, like sport and studies.
It was so great, man. I got breakfast with Isaac Carricker and Mark Nicolaitis in Montreal.
Yeah.
And he was asking why more U.S. indoor players don't play beach. He's like, y'all would be sick if more indoor players. I was like, because the money. He's like, but the lifestyle, mate. You can't beat it. That's like, that's exactly right.
No, it's right. It's like, but it's true that it's hard to bring good players. We have so many, like I said, we have so many good young players in indoor, but like you go play in Italy, in Poland, in Turkey.
I mean, France has a good league too.
And France has a good league, and you get so much money from that. Like, like if you're a good player, you can make six figures, like 150,000 euros per year. And in beach volleyball, you're not making that money. So, and also the stability of the financial conditions is like, it's a choice that you don't know if you're going to be good in beach volleyball, and if you don't, you're going to make zero money because everything depends on your results. So if you want stability, a lot of players, they turn to indoor. Rémi Bassereau is a good example of player that chose the lifestyle over the money, because obviously he could play in a strong league, maybe in Italy. When you see his athletic skills, he's a huge player, and he's a very good indoor player. But he agrees to make less money maybe that what he would in indoor, and also have a better life, better quality of life. And I think it's a right choice to make.
I'll take that choice all day.
Yeah.
Did you and Remy talk about playing together?
Yeah, actually, we did. We played the European champs together. He played for 2 years with Linel, and the thing is, like, Linel was a very good player, but he struggled. I think his most important struggle switching from indoor to beach volleyball was able to get in a pace that you have a tournament every week, and it can be traveling, and you don't have time to rest, and you have maybe 1, 2, 3 games per day, every day for a week.
Yep.
And then you move to the other. So he was playing really well at the beginning, and then he was struggling and getting tired through the tournament and through the tournaments over the months and everything. And that affected their race because they were playing good, but they were not playing consistent enough to do those results in a row. And after the Olympics, I think Rémi just wanted someone that was like very athletic and capable. And at that moment, I got my surgery, and I was getting out, and I was a little bit out of shape and everything. And Calvin came along, and he's athletic. He's impressive. Like, never gets tired, jumps high, spike hard, and also very good technical skills. So it was like, I have my eyes on him, and I was more inclined to play with Teo because it worked so well at the beginning. So we discussed it a little bit, but then it was more natural for him to go with Calvin than for me to go to Teo. But could happen someday.
How do you pronounce Calvin's last name?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that's how I've been saying it, but I never know.
Yeah.
I always like to confirm with you guys.
It's
Because a lot of times when we're commentating, like, I haven't actually seen Calvin because he's been playing a lot of challenges and stuff. So I haven't asked him, but good.
Yeah, it's correct. I played with his brother, actually, Quincy.
I remember. Funky Lefty.
Yeah.
That dude, I saw that dude's arm swing. I mean, he's huge. How tall was Quincy?
2.5 meters, something like that.
Like, massive.
3.
I saw that funky ass arm swing. I was like, I don't know how anybody.
And they have such athletic skills. Like him and Calvin, it's like they are ripped. And they work out a little bit, and then everything goes like boom.
They just got those genes.
Wow.
Some people have them.
Yeah.
That's what my good friend Katie Spieler. She never really played World Tour, but she's like this mighty mouse. And she was like, I have to stop doing pull-ups because if I do pull-ups, I just get like muscles all over the place.
Give me those genes. Like, I realize sometimes at practice, and you have like Calvin, Remy, Teo, and me, and I'm like, the things they are able to do sometimes, like they reach heights, they spiking over the antenna and doing stuff. It's like, who are these people? It's really impressive.
Remy can jump like no one I've ever seen.
Yeah, yeah.
But
and he's like, his brother is like a ballet dancer.
Really,
he has like, at the same time he's very strong, but also very flexible and has a lot of agility. He's the best.
I think
athletic.
Dancing is so good for athletes. Just like the footwork, the body control, and the movement. Like a lot of boxers dance.
True.
I think there's something to that.
Yeah, I should start dance lesson.
That's your off-season training.
Dancer. Yeah, but yeah, he's very agile, and I think he has the kind of perfect body for beach volleyball, in my opinion.
That's cool. He made the choice to play beach.
Yeah, I think he likes it more. He has more fun, and also the quality of life, man.
Can't beat it.
Yeah, can't beat it.
Can't beat it, mate.
I think he's satisfied, but sometimes through the season, when he makes a bad result, as like, okay, if I make another bad result, I'm just gonna sign into an indoor club, and then he picks up his phone and starts making those calls, and he always has that option ready. But for now,
well, that's what Taylor Sander. He's got a pretty perfect combination. He plays in Indonesia from January through April.
Yeah.
And pretty good money. They gave him a membership to a golf course as part of his contract, and he gets to surf all the time. And then he comes back and plays AVP over the summers. And then he goes back to Indonesia. I'm like, you got it, buddy. Yeah, Sander.
Another example of indoor player playing beach volleyball.
Yeah.
And that shows that it's not so easy.
It's hard.
Because you see him such an achieved player in indoor, but you get to beach volleyball, it's very hard. I'm not saying he's not good. He's a very good player, obviously, but it's hard to be at the top and be consistent when you're not used to that. It's a different sport.
Did you ever play him?
We lost to him in the World Champs, actually, 15-13.
That's right.
15-13 in the tie-break.
In Rome?
In Rome.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't be talking shit.
Well, I mean, still, but like, he was top of the top indoors.
No, yeah, exactly.
And then him and Tay aren't playing. He's not playing World Tour anymore because it's freaking hard.
Yeah, it's hard. You don't get as much money. It's hard to beat teams that are coming. The teams we mentioned, you have fucking young teams coming and super strong. It's hard to beat them. You're tired and you don't make money. And then maybe it's more comfortable to just play the IVP and it's very nice and you stay there. And
it's easier.
It's easier.
Europe's not on the AVP.
Yeah. Well, I think you have still a lot of good teams in the US. I mean, the level of your tour is very good, and I think that's any country that want to develop the sport needs to have a tour like that. It brings so much to everybody.
Yeah, it's in USA volleyball's best interest when the AVP's strong. Because there's a pretty direct correlation, like strong AVP, strong USA.
Exactly.
And now like our women's side is helped so much by the NCAA, because it's just our university system is just pumping out talent. And now like a lot of I'm actually interested, like, does the French Federation ever talk about NCAA as like a potential just like training pipeline?
No.
Because, man, you look at like Annalena Camille, TCU, just beat Kristen and Taryn in Ostrava, Danny Alvarez and Tanya Moreno, Tina Gradina.
Exactly.
And like all of our top USA women now have come through the pipeline. And it's crazy how high of a level it is. Like, we talk about the young men, the young women, it's nuts.
Yeah, because you have hundreds of players.
Yeah.
And then you know that at the top, going out like the top teams, they're going to be very good because they have been in the process. Like in Brazil, you have so many good teams. You're in qualification in a Brazilian event. You get to qualification, you play a Brazilian team you have never seen before. You're still scared because that team could kick your ass.
Yeah.
And it's not because they're the number 8 or 9th ranked Brazilian team doesn't mean they can play. And everybody plays just in the culture. So
yeah. It's like when you see an unknown Brazilian team, you're like, shit.
0 entry points.
Like,
your first seed of the qualification,
no
they are 32.
No scouting.
Nothing. We got scared also. We played in Stadt against Austrian team. No scouting possible. Turns out they were just fans coming to see the game. And there was a last minute withdrawal and they signed. And we played them for the...
I saw the scores, like 8 and 5.
Yeah, something like that.
And I was like, I figured that was the case.
And the day before the night, we were like, how are we going to find videos of those guys? How are they good? Are they... We don't know. And then we see them at the warm-up, and then it's like, all right, let's be focused on that game. But I think we have a chance.
But like, what a dream experience for those guys. You get to play Stadt.
I don't understand why no more people do that because especially in the women's side, there's usually bye in qualification.
Yeah.
If I was a starting team, I would just go there and sign.
Yeah.
And then after a couple events, you already have enough entry points to get in any tournaments
just show up.
Some team did it there in Germany.
Yeah.
They didn't even play the game. Were they injured?
Yeah. So they got hurt at practice. And then it was funny because I ran into Risa. We're staying on the same floor in the hotel, and I was like, "Are you guys straight in or quali?" Like, no, we're the 1 seed. And then next day I find out that team was hurt. I was like, oh, so you were straight in. And so, but it was a bummer for that young German team. How fun that would have been.
I didn't know if it was actual injury or if they didn't have time to make it and just signed to get the points. Or too bad, because it's a very good opportunity to play like a home event like that. Just getting in the elite. Too bad.
How cool is it playing in Roland Garros? You played in some cool places.
Yeah,
like Roland Garros, Eiffel Tower. Pretty cool venues.
I'm not complaining, but they can maintain it. Just costs so much to host a tournament that. To get benefits out of it, it's very hard. And Roland Garros, the money from the security of the place, because it's a huge place and very famous. So the security and the costs are just too high, and they're trying to change location now. And it's been 2 years that it's not happening.
Would Montpellier ever host a bigger event again?
I'm not sure.
Because the Futures, you guys get a pretty good crowd. Out there.
The place is nice. It used to be also in the city center. But I think what we lack now in France is a vision for like a long-term development, and you have like good things popping out here and there, good players, good teams, the tournament there. But you need really to bring all that together and have a vision and like build the tour and build national and then international tournaments and grow the structure with the young players coming in. And I think it should be done, and it's not enough at the moment to have this long-term growth.
Is it funny for you to be kind of like the elder statesman of France beach volleyball? Because you're still young. You're 28.
Thank you. I'm 28. Yes.
Yeah.
Turning 29 in a couple months, but and it's come up so fast that I switched from the young player playing with more experimented player like Youssef to the old guy, and now I'm the oldest
playing with the puppy,
playing the puppies, and having to be the elder. But it's also for me it's a growing experience, like to be able to not only take from elders, but now in the position of transmission, because I think is one of the most important values is transmission. And it's too bad if as a player, when you get older, then you just stop and you quit. It's better if you can bring another young and put him in place, and then I think the job is done.
Yeah.
You know, it's not over just at your peak and then you stop. It's better if you can have this transmission, pass it along. I think that's one of the most important Olympic values.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got plenty of time left. By American standards, you're just getting started.
Exactly.
Americans play forever.
I played Doherty Allen a couple of years ago. You've got tons of dinosaurs. Also, they beat me, so I'm allowed to say that. I'm not making fun of them. They were really good.
Yeah. Well,
even at 45
and Billy's
years
still
old.
good, yeah.
Incredible. Well, I hope I'm going to be that good and that healthy when I'm their age.
Yeah, well, I mean, because I feel like you've been not carrying the program, but I feel like you've been kind of the face of the French program for a while.
Well, thank you. But I'm trying to not only play well and do my thing as an athlete. I like to see it as an opportunity to grow everything around me, and I try to make things better where I go. So I like to bring more people in, to make them progress, to try to achieve better conditions of travel, of training, more infrastructures, and yeah, it serves me a lot. And I think it's important when you go somewhere to not only take but also give.
Yeah, I think that's I admire that. You're going to leave it in a better spot.
Yeah, exactly.
And you found it. Yeah,
exactly.
What's like the day-to-day like in the French Federation? Like, do you guys do you pick your coach? Do you pick your schedule, or is it a little bit more top-down?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's also something that need probably to adjust a little bit. But yeah, it's top to bottom. The coaches are fixed, paid by Ministry of Sports,
Okay.
and with a guaranteed contract to life. It's like, and I feel like in a program of performance, when you try to get the best results you can, you cannot have someone that is guaranteed to stay, because if you make bad results, you need to change. And
Wait, so the coaches are they're guaranteed?
Yeah, a couple of them.
Whoa.
Not the Brazilian ones that we have now, and that's why I feel better with him, being on the same page. Because as an athlete, you do bad, you get ejected.
Yeah.
As a coach, it should be the same. I think you're building together something. But the problem we had during the Olympics is that, like, when it gets hard, your coach is guaranteed to stay. He's guaranteed a spot at the Olympics, no matter who goes. The two coaches are going to be at the Olympics, no matter which team qualifies. And when it gets hard and you're stressed and you're tired, we work really hard to find a solution. And sometimes some people, when you have the security of being safe already there, then you don't ask yourself question, how can I be better? How can I turn this into more positive things? How can I find a solution? And in the end, I think it's not good for the team. So I think the system for performance should be more based on what's in the US. It's like, unfortunately, you're the top, you stay, and you're bad, you get out. Mm-hmm. And for high level is what you need. I think this position is good when you are like a teacher, for example. Like, there's not a level of performance. You're not rated about this. It's just about what transmission. Then you can have this kind of position of these jobs. But yeah, for high level, it's not suitable.
So you guys, but you pick your own partners.
Yeah,
or do they pick it?
Well, it's like a discussion, because like the federation is going to fund the team. So they say, we have these coaches. I think they like those players, and they think this team is possible. And then it's a matter of how you feel with your partner. For example, for me, it was possible with Remy and for Teo, but I had a preference with Teo, and the connection was good. So in the end, it's more like an open discussion, and we agree all the time. I don't remember a time where I was forced to play with someone. It was always mutual decision, and we were going in the same way. Mm. But they tend to look top to bottom, seeing the athletes at the bottom and them, the coaches and the federation at the top.
Got it.
Which is also something that's a limit to progression.
Yeah. So do you guys do you pick your training schedule?
So the schedule is basically the same every week. And before, it used to be a mess when I was still a student to fit all my class and everything. And they were very helpful to help me put the session where I can train. And now we have like a standard like schedule, and we train with the other teams, and everybody's in the same city, so it's very easy now to manage everything.
Sweet.
So it's like gym 3-4 times a week, and sand the rest of the time. We've trained from Monday to Saturday, and we have Wednesday and Saturday afternoon off, and the rest of the time is like 50% sand and 50% gym.
Okay, got it.
Kind of depend of the moment of the season.
What time do you got? I don't want to keep you.
Oh well, maybe it's time to go. I think we've gone through a lot of things already.
Yeah, I just don't want to make because you got a tournament to
Yeah,
play.
I've
I don't
got
want
to
to make
play.
you
I've got to
go
win
too
tomorrow.
late. Yeah, got to win tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm not sure who I'm playing actually, but
I want to ask you one more thing, and then I'll let you go focus on winning.
Slip.
Like you mentioned, like there had been no French team in the Olympics since 2004.
Yes.
So in the U.S., every young girl now coming up looked at Carrie Walsh and Misty May, right? And then you got April Ross, Alex Clement. Like you have so many role models. The guys, Phil and Todd. Who did you look up to for beach volleyball, if anyone?
There are many players that I've been inspired by, but it was mostly foreign players, not French players.
Okay.
But I was also watching the indoor national team. But yeah, like I was watching De Lauser, I was watching Alison, Bruno, I was Ricardo, Emmanuel. Those are the teams that I was dreaming, and yeah, I was watching the games, and then later I got inspired by many also players from the tour, and yeah, you've got to pick, but it's a very important thing to have role models, and it's a part of also building and growing a very strong federation is having those role models. And in France, for example, you don't really know the names of the people that made it to the Olympics. It's not like sanctualized like it is in the US. Like, for example, I go to Brazil, I made it to the Olympics. I get instant respect, and people are going to check who I am, and they're going to be wanting to make pictures. In France, not
really.
They don't care.
Wow.
Well, but it's changed now. But just because it was Paris Olympics, and it was such a big thing that now everybody got a little Olympic taste.
Yeah.
But before, yeah, I think it was not so. People were not so interested, and also I think it's something our federation could grow more, like putting role models. And in the national structure in Montpellier that I was talking about earlier, like you've got a huge panel of every big result, international result that was made from the national team since the 90s. So like European and world medals and Olympics and everything, and you get a big thing with the picture and the result and the year. And when I was training there, I was like, every day I was looking like, okay, they've done this, and it's so inspiring, and it's something it's a good tool to bring motivation to and raise like passion through the young players.
All right. Well, dude, I appreciate you taking so much time on a game night. Yeah, good playing today, by the way. I enjoyed watching that. Enjoyed commentating.
Let's hope tomorrow I win, no matter if I play bad.
And we're about to figure out who you play. So I hope you play well. I hope you win. Much. I'm rooting for you now, especially now that I know how to pronounce your name right.
Exactly. How are you commentating tomorrow?
Center court, I'm on 12, 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Oh, that's the men games, I think.
I think so. So
see you tomorrow.
Probably see you out there. Appreciate you, brother.
Ciao.